So the number one thing I keep getting asked about since the last video is to explain the motive. People keep saying it doesn't make sense, but keep in mind that killing your family ain't never going to make sense. Paul is a defendant in the boat crash case. He has criminal charges against him, and that legal team gets real expensive. Unfortunately, Paul being gone saves Alex hundreds of thousands of dollars on his legal defense team. Now, along with the criminal case, there's also a civil case where Alex is a defendant. Mediation for the civil case had failed, and he was 3 days away from having to turn over his financials, which would in turn expose him for having stolen so much money. On top of being exposed for having stolen all the money, he's also looking at having to fork over about $30 million. Again, sympathetic defendant. With Paul gone, he likely won't have to pay. The Murdaugh name is also important to Alex. So with Paul gone, the criminal charges drop, and he's then able to, quote, clear his name. Now let's look at Maggie. Moselle is 100% in Maggie's name. She also owns half the beach house and other properties, and he testified that they have equity in multiple properties. With Maggie gone, Alex takes control of everything. Now, all of the pressure that has been put on him about the stolen money and about the civil case and the criminal case, everything gets put on hold while he's grieving because now he's a sympathetic defendant. So this also gives him time to take everything that he gets from the properties and rearrange things, replace the money that's stolen so that there's no legal action against him in his head. Look, y'all, him doing things to get sympathy, to get out of trouble is a pattern. When Jeannie confronted him about the stolen money, he lied about his daddy being terminal. Then he got out of the hot seat. In that August interview, when he is told that he is a suspect, it's only about 2 weeks later that he fakes the roadside shooting to get sympathy again. Pattern. He's busted for lying about the roadside shooting. Well, then he tries to get sympathy by saying that he did it to try to commit suicide. Look, coroners don't check for medical insurance cards. If he was trying to commit suicide, he wouldn't have asked for his medical insurance card that morning. He tells everybody he's addicted to opioids and he needs to go to rehab and he's so sorry and he wants to get help. He's trying to get sympathy again. He gets busted lying about being at the kennels. Then he cries on the stand and he's so upset because they were questioning him and he doesn't trust SLED. Tries to get sympathy. He was lying again. If you're still not convinced, look up family annihilators. They are generally male, head of households, dealing with financial difficulties, self-righteous, pathological liars. They view their families as an extension of their own success. But no matter what you believe, no motive is going to make killing your family sound like a good idea.